everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys I'm going to be profiling for you my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting to see the update of this deck since Alternative came out a couple of, in the movie pack a couple of weeks ago, and I have been waiting to profile this deck. I'm so glad that Blue Eyes has all the power that it needs to be a good, viable, even competitive deck for that matter. And I'm just so happy to play this deck. Now, I will mention very quickly, there are a whole bunch of different ways you can play Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm going to be profiling for you guys right now the rank 8 build of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So you're pretty much using Alternative, Spirit to go into rank 8 plays, Synchro plays, basic things of that nature. There's another way you could play it where you run Blue Eyes Chaos Max, which I will be profiling and should be up on the channel in a couple of days, so 1 or 2 days. So if you're watching this video in the future, feel free to go to my channel and it's probably up there somewheres. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that this is the rank 8 build where you pretty much can go into your things like Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, Azure Eyes, things of that nature. But yep, without further ado guys, let us get into the deck profile. So yes, I cannot wait to profile this deck. I've been waiting to profile this for you guys for quite some time. So first off, we run our 3 original OG Blue Eyes White Dragons. I had to choose this artwork because it's the original artwork, and also for the fact of the matter is that these were some of the original cards, like I've told you guys 1,000 times, that I originally played back when I got started in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! 13 years ago. I've had these cards for 13 years and I'm so happy that I took care of them, because now I can play them competitively again. I mean, I used to play them back with Blue Eyes Beatdown. Now in 2016 I can play them again in competitive play to some degree, so I'm so excited for that. So 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon guides, staple in this deck, run that big 3000 vanilla and beat people down with it. Next we run 2 Blue Eyes White Spirit Dragon. White Spirit Dragon, he's a very, very good card, really. Alternative pops cards on the monsters on the field. Blue Eyes White Spirit Dragon targets back row, destroy, and banishes it. That's something that people don't really understand. It banishes the back row. It gets rid of, when it's special summoned, you can banish one of your opponent's back row cards. So it can help really take care of problematic cards of that nature. And it's really good for that. Also, it's also very good because in today's format, when people try to target it or destroy it or whatever, you can tribute it off and special summon from your hand a Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is really nice. And it's very easy to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand. Mainly before Alternative came out. With Melody, you can get Alternative to your hand. You can special summon the Alternative Dragon, and then if you have a Spirit Dragon on the field, they destroy the field. You're like, oh, special summon this Blue Eyes White Dragon to the field now. It helps dodge things. It's really a good card. I know some people like running it as a 3 of. Me personally, I like it as a 2 of. 3 of is a little bit too excessive for me. Next, I run 3 Alternative Dragon. I'm so happy this card came out in the movie pack. I was so scared that we were going to have to wait, another year for this card to come out. Thank you, Konami! This card is so good, and it's the last missing piece you really need for the Blue Eyes White Dragon deck to be at its tip-top shape. This card's really good. So pretty much you can special this card by revealing a normal vanilla Blue Eyes White Dragon card. You cannot special summon it by revealing Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. I know some people are going to ask that, but you cannot special summon him by revealing this card. But you can special summon him, and when he's special summoned by this effect, you can pretty much target a monster on the field, blow it up. It's really, really a good card. It helps go for rank 8 plays, helps spam the field to go for synchro plays, beat down strategies, whatever. It's a really good card. Now, when it activates the effect to destroy a monster on the field, it cannot attack that turn. So times you do is you'll special summon this, get out a Blue Eyes White Dragon by Silver's Cry or Return of the Dragon Lords, and then you'll go for rank 8 play. Maybe go into, a whole bunch of different rank 8s you can go into, really. Or if you have things like Sage, you can special summon this, normal summon this, search a card out, pop a card on the field with this effect, then go for a level 8 synchro play into Spirit Dragon. So there's different plays you can do. This deck is very combo oriented, but I'm very happy Alternative came out here to the TCG so quickly. It only took about 6 months. Next we run 3 Sage with the Eyes of Blue. I know some people like running this card as a 2 of, but I personally like it as a 3 of in the deck. I still run Blue Eyes White Maiden in the deck if you guys are wondering, but we'll talk about Maiden as we go down the road. But this card is really useful. It can help search out your White Stone of the Ancients. It can help search out your White Stone of Legend, which I usually don't search out, but sometimes you may want to. And it also can help search out your Blue Eyes White Maiden as well as Effect Veiler. So it can help search out a good chunk of your deck. It also can help target your Maiden, so you get Maiden's effect off and do a whole bunch of combo plays that way. So it's really, really nice, I guess you could say, and I really like the card in general. Next up, we run, guys. Let me put that over there. We run 3 the White Stone of Ancients and 1 the White Stone of Legend. Now I know prior to Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, I usually just ran 2 White Stone of Ancients, but now that we have Melody, you're just in Twin Twister in the deck. You have a lot of discarding outlets you're doing between, Melody and between Twin Twister. You're pretty much just discarding cards, getting effects off those cards being discarded in your graveyard, setting up your field, things of that nature. So White Stone of Ancients is very, very good. And when it's in your graveyard, pretty much what you can do is you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon from your deck, which is really nice. And a graveyard, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm too excited. White Stone of Legend, the old combo play with White Stone of Legend, I'm still testing it out, but I really like it in the deck. It's very, very simple, and I've been doing it ever since Blue Eyes White Maiden structure deck came out with Azure Eyes. So pretty much what you do is you go Dragon Shrine. Okay, we'll do the most optimal play here. So you have in your opening hand a Dragon Shrine and a Trade-In. So this is your opening hand, just these 2 cards, okay? So what you can do is you can go Dragon Shrine, pitch the Dragon Spirit of White to the graveyard, because this card is treated as a normal monster in the graveyard and in your, I think, deck, I believe, but in your graveyard is the main thing we're caring about here. In your graveyard, I can send another monster to the graveyard. So I send the White Stone of Legend to the graveyard. Because I sent White Stone of Legend to the graveyard, I can add Blue Eyes to my hand. Now I have Trade-In in my hand, remember? So I can activate Trade-In, discard the Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard, and draw 2 more cards deeper into my deck. So, what's the benefit of all this craziness here? Well, first off, I've thinned my deck out of 3 cards right there. I've set up my graveyard. Now, Blue Eyes White Dragon abuses the graveyard as a second hand, so to speak. So you can use things like Silver's Cry, Soul Charge, things of that nature to bring them all back, go for crazy combo plays. You're setting up your graveyard as your second hand. Also, you're thinning your deck out by 3 cards, and also you're drawing 2 cards deeper into your deck with Trade-In. So for a grand total of 2 cards, you're thinning your deck out by 5 cards, pretty much. That's pretty good, I think. But that's just me. But yeah, that's the combo play with Trade-In and Dragon Shrine. I've been doing that play for 3 years now. It's a very old play. If you've played Blue Eyes White Dragon before, you've been on my channel. That's been my bread and butter play for 3 years now. But now it's more consistent. But next off, guys, yeah. But those are the 3 cards I run. I may run Cards of Consequence in the deck. I'm not running it right now, but I'll talk about that more when we get to Melody. So 3 of those cards. Next up, we run our 2 Blue Eyes White Maiden. Now, I know people don't really like Blue Eyes White Maiden right now. I understand it. They say it's slow, it's cloggy, it doesn't really do a lot. You already have enough tuners, because you can normal summon the White Stone of Ancients and synchro up that way. You also have, Sage, which is a tuner as well. So you have a lot of tuners in the deck. However, I do like the Blue Eyes White Maiden still, for the fact that you can go off a whole bunch of different combo plays by targeting your Maiden with Sage of the Eyes of Blue. Now, I may cut the Maiden out and make it down to a 1-of to run an extra Effect Veiler. So I may take 1 Maiden out, keep 1 in the deck, and run a second Effect Veiler. Or I may take them both out and run a Max C, 2 Max Cs. It depends. I'm still playtesting this deck entirely, but there's a whole bunch of different combo plays you can do by discarding your Sage from your hand to target your Maiden, get Maiden's effect off for that matter. Now, also for the fact of the matter, the reason I like Maiden is because this deck is an offensive juggernaut, so to speak. It goes and combos off so well. It goes for a whole bunch of power plays. However, the problem is if your opponent blows up your board, you really don't have a way of recouping your losses. Yes, you have ways somewhat, you have some protection in the form of the Dragon Lord, Return of the Dragon Lords, but you don't have anything else past that. You can use your graveyard as your second hand. Maiden, if you get clunky hands, your board, something happens to your board, you have ways of protecting yourself. Maiden can bide you a turn or two, and in mid, in the middle of a duel, that can be devastating. In early parts of the duel, it can buy you a turn or two to get your plays going, get your combo plays going. Also, if it's late in the duel, Maiden can be clutch because it can bide you a whole bunch of turns. Then you can go off and then kick your opponent in the face, so to speak. I really like the card. It's a defensive card, and it gives a little bit of more defense to the deck. I mean, it's a very offensive deck, but it gives you a little bit of defense in case something should go wrong. And it really, really has paid off for me. And I definitely would suggest running Maiden as a one-of. It's searchable. You have combo plays with Sage. At least run it as a one-of, I would say. But I like it as a two-of still because of that reason. It's still very useful, and I do like the combo plays that can go off with it. So 2 Maiden for now. But like I said, I may cut it out. Still more playtesting. 1 Effect Veiler. I may bump it up to 2-of. I do like Effect Veiler. But the problem is it's just kind of más o menos right now in the format. But when the format changes up, that may change completely. But 1 Effect Veiler. Next, I run 3 Trade-In. Trade-In is a staple in this deck. It really is. I showed you the combo with Dragon Shrine. Also, the fact of the matter is you literally have 5 targets in the deck for the Trade-In. 3 Blue Eyes Vanilla White Dragon and 3 Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon is treated as a vanilla in the graveyard. Also, technically, if you want to call it Alternative Dragon in your hand, if you get too many Alternative Dragons, you tack that on. That's what, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards now you have for trade-in targets. It's a staple as a 3-of in the deck, hands down. Awesome card. Next, we run 3 Melody of the Awakened Dragons. This card I may run as a 2-of eventually. I know everybody that's running Alternative as a 3-of is running 3 Melody. The card's a lot better in Blue Eyes Chaos Max, I feel like, because you have multiple different ways of searching cards. Like you can search Blue Eyes Chaos Max, you can search Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. There's different things you can kind of do. You know what I mean? Well, excuse me, you can't search Blue Eyes Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Misspoke there for a second. I forgot he's 4,000, not 3,000. However, this card is mainly to search off your Alternative Dragon and your Blue Eyes White Dragon, so you can go reveal the Blue Eyes White Dragon, special summon the Alternative Dragon, and then go off with your plays from there. However, I do find it gets a little bit cloggy sometimes when I get hands like this. 1 Melody, 2 Alternative. It happens. It really does, especially because you're running 3 of each card. It happens, and it sucks. Yes, you have trade-in. Yes, you have cards of this nature. However, what I may do that is make Melody of the Awakened Dragons a 2-of, and make this third card Cards of Coincidence, which pretty much says you can discard 1 Dragon level 1 tuner to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. You got 4 targets for that. Might as well run 1 of it. I know some people like running it as a 3-of. That's up to you. Me, I like it maybe as a 1-of. I'm going to test it out when the new format comes out. The deck may change again, you know what I mean? But for right now, I do like the 3 Melody. It may change in the future, but right now, for 3 Melody for right now. Until further notice, but it may change in the future, guys. Because it sometimes does get cloggy along with the 3 alternatives, because you're only searching out Blue Eyes White Dragon, Vanilla, and Alternative. So, for more versatility, I may put in Cards of Coincidence and take 1 of those out. Next, we have 3 of the Return of the Dragon Lords, and we also have 1 Silver's Cry. Great cards. This card, Reborn's Dragons, amazing. Silver's Cry is a quick play spell. If you want to run a second Silver's Cry, go right ahead. Your main targets for Silver's Cry are Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. So it's a very good card in combo-oriented things. You also have Soul Charge, so I didn't feel the need to really run a second Silver's Cry. But Dragon Lords, it gives you protection to your dragons, which is something you really need in this deck. That's a very offensive juggernaut. So I do like the 3 Dragon Lords and the 1 Silver's Cry. Very useful, versatile cards. This can be used, activate on your opponent's turn. Say you leave an open board, something happened to it. You're like, oh, Silver's Cry up. There's a Blue Eyes on the field. The card, field now, or a Spirit Dragon, and then you contribute your Spirit to get a Blue Eyes out of your hand. So yeah, a lot of versatility in that. I know I'm talking a lot and talking very fast, and I do apologize, but there's so many different combo plays I've gone through my head and played with this deck. 2 Dragon Shrine. It thins your deck out, sets your graveyard up as your second hand. Like I said earlier, I may take one of the melodies out to replace it with the Cards of Coincidence, but still, even with all this discarding outlets and whatnot, I still like the 2 Dragon Shrine at the end of the day. It's worked out well for me. Because you can thin your deck out by sending Blue Eyes or Spirit, then send another card, and there you go, setting your graveyard as your second hand. Next, 2 Twin Twister to clear back row. You can discard things by sending your Blue Eyes to your graveyard. You're setting up your graveyard for, you know, combo plays. By sending your Spirit, you're setting up combo plays. By sending your Ancients, you're setting up combo plays. This deck really benefits by sending cards to the graveyard by getting effects, by setting up plays. It really abuses the hand like Dragon Rulers did to some degree. Not as much. Please don't think I'm trying to say that, but it does abuse the second hand, your graveyard. For your 1-ofs, 1 Upstart, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Regeki. Upstart, 39 card deck. I can't see a reason why I wouldn't run it. Soul Charge is literally a win condition in this deck. With you opening up with Dragon Shrine, if you get enough dragons in the graveyard, mid to late duels, early duels even, Soul Charge is like a win condition, literally. Regeki, clear the board, attack with all your big dragons. What's not to like? Non-targeting. For your traps, because I do want to run some traps to stop my opponent from doing whatever they're trying to do in case they find a way out of my Blue Eyes, we do run the Solemn Brigade, so 2 Solemn Strikes and a Warning. I like the Solemn Brigade, what can I say? Next, I run 1 Vanity's Emptiness and 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. Vanity's good for locking your opponent out when you have a big board, and Bottomless is a good card still. On to the extra deck, guys. We run our 2 Spirit Dragon. This card is so freaking good against, I'll just put these guys down here too. 2 Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. This card's great against Pendulum decks, great against BA, whatever the case may be in this current meta. It may change up in the future, but it's just such a good card. Then the fact that you contribute it off will go to Azure Eyes for protection. Mwah! Also for Spirit Dragon, I do run Starter Spark Dragon and Michael the Light Swarm Arch. Like I said, with Starter Spark Dragon, it can protect itself. So when you bring this out, you know, it will destroy the monster, it says. But with Azure Eyes, it protects itself. With Spark Dragon, you can target Spark Dragon, it will protect itself. It won't blow up. And then on your turn, you know, if you tribute this off on your turn to get this out, you protect itself with the counter. Then on your turn, you get another counter. If you have a Blue Eyes White Maiden in hand, you can summon the Blue Eyes White Maiden, use Spark Dragon to target the Maiden, and go for a whole bunch of different combo plays. Michael, it's good. You can banish things, and it helps you also go for Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, because you can go into Michael, you know, and then you can go into Clear Wing. It comes in handy. So, and Clear Wing can win you games automatically. So that 1 Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, guys. But yeah, a whole bunch of good synchros there. Next, I run 1 Heliopolis. Very good card for targeting, getting away things by discarding cards. You run the 1 number 38 Hope Harbinger Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. This card's amazing. You can run a second one if you want to. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrant. I still like the Felgrant. Some people like running double of this and 1 of this, or none of this. I still like these 2 because they're very versatile. 1 number 23 Dark Knight King of the Underworld. This card can attack for game. If your opponent's trying to stall out, or if you're going into time, make this bad boy and attack for game. And then I'll also mention, guys, I do not run Dragolon. I think it's like it's a number card that came out a while ago. It's a good card, don't get me wrong, but it's mainly good if you're facing Blue Eyes mirror matches. That's from my personal experience. I played that card even a long time ago. It's really not, you never go into it unless you're facing a Blue Eyes or a Dragon mirror match. Otherwise, it's not really a good card. So I would suggest if you're playing against a meta decks or going to a regionals or YCS in the future, probably run Dragolon. But those are your rank 8s there. We also run your Techion engine, which is 1 number 107. 1 Galaxy Eyes Full Metal Dragon, and 1 Dark Matter Dragon, which can automatically win you games by sending a whole bunch of dragons to the graveyard. This card can OTK your opponent and just set up your graveyard so much. And lastly, I run 1 Burst Twin Dragon. This can help you get over things like you can suicide into things because he can't be destroyed by battle. So you can run into your Dark Destroyers or other things. Your Dark Destroyer would die, but you'll still have this on the field. So you don't have to sacrifice one of your Blue Eyes monsters. Yeah, they may do other things, but it's a helpful card getting out when you're in certain situations. So yes, guys, I hope all of you guys enjoyed my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. I will have the Blue Eyes White Dragon Chaos Max deck profile up for you soon. Hope you all enjoyed this. I had fun doing this deck profile. It's a very combo-oriented deck, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and go Blue Eyes White Dragon. And until next time, guys, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.